Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 82 of Chance Ball, and this one is titled Surprise. You planned this? You planned this, you sneaky bastard! I should never have trusted you, you yelled through happy tears. Is this real? Are we really getting married? Yeah, baby. Dabi laughed. It's real. She's real. He pointed to the officiator, who was waiting for you to calm down so she could continue. Tell me this isn't a prank, you said to the lady as you got out of Dabi's arms. It's not a prank, I can assure you, the lady promised. So this is real, you asked again, still not believing it. This is actually real. We're going to be officially married? Yeah, baby, promise. I love you, and I want you to be mine forever, Dabi said as he took your hand again. More tears fell. Then you saw Koemi again, running around in her flower girl dress. Who dressed? There. Dabi pointed up behind the trees where Fueji and a girl you hadn't met before were crouching behind it. Oh my god, I'm going to kill you, Hunter! You shouted at him with a grin. He replied with a middle finger and you chuckled. Now, if I may, the celebrant asked, drawing your attention back to her. Sorry, yes, let's get on with it, you beamed, holding Dabi's hand tightly in yours. It was a very short ceremony in the middle of the beach, on the sand, with just Koemi running around and a few curious onlookers who had stopped to see what the hell was going on. And then when the lady had finally stopped talking, Dabi pulled out 2 ring boxes. Oh my god, you even have the rings? You gasped. He nodded and opened your box, took out your ring and poised it to your finger. Yin, with this ring, I promise to do whatever the hell I want. Screw you! No, let me finish. Whatever the hell I want to, because all I want is for your happiness, your smiles, your stupid jokes, your incessant teasing. So I'll do everything in my power to make sure you're loved, cherished and pampered, because you're stuck with me until I die. And even then I'll come back as a ghost and flash my ghost stick at you in the dead of night. You were simultaneously sobbing and laughing as he said his vows, and you accepted his ring, and then it was your turn. Now, because you're such an asshole and did a surprise wedding on a beach when I'm in... You look down at your outfit. I don't have anything prepared, but all I know is you're the biggest idiot in the world, and I don't want to lose you to anyone, so I'll do my absolute best to always be there for you, in sickness and in health, and whatever the hell is in between that. You took his ring from the box and slipped it onto his finger. And so, Dabi Todoroki, do you take Yin Lin to be your lawfully wedded wife? Yeah, I took that vow back in high school, and it hasn't changed since then, but yes. Good. And Yin Lin, do you take Dabi Todoroki to be your lawfully wedded husband? Of course, you said with glee. In that case, it is my pleasure to now pronounce you lawfully wedded husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride, she said, looking at Dabi as she closed her book and smiled at the two of you. Dabi grabbed you, and you made out heavily in the middle of the beach, with Koemi still dancing around in her dress, throwing petals, while strangers who witnessed the surprise wedding clapped and cheered, and Fueji hollered obscenities from behind the tree, with Susa clapping modestly beside him. What the hell is this? This is the best day of my life, he said as you broke from the kiss, and then hugged your husband. Oh, Koemi piped up. They're loving each other. Another round of clapping and chuckling ensued, and you smiled around at everyone. You hungry? Dabi then suddenly asked. We should get something to eat. I'm starving after all that stress. Oh my god, I completely understand now, you said. All of your weird behaviour has been because of this surprise you've been keeping from me. I need to hand it to you, though. You did an amazing job. I had no idea. You kept jabbering away as you and Dabi were joined by Fueji and Susa and the celebrant, with Koemi following behind you all as you walked to the restaurant on the beachfront. You were so caught up talking to all of them and showing the ring that you didn't even see the second part of the surprise as you stepped into the teppanyaki place that you'd been at the night before. Are you sure you want to be back here? You asked Dabi, then looked ahead and recognised your mum first. Mum? You then saw your dad. Dad? Then you became aware that you recognised every face in the restaurant except the staff, and everyone chorused. Happy surprise wedding! Oh my god! You yelled for the umpteenth time that day, bursting out laughing again. Dabi! You bitch! How many surprises have you organised? This is the last one. Promise, he said with a kiss to your temple. You greeted people, hugged others, and showed off the rings, while the boys crowded around Dabi and congratulated him on a job well done. It was a whirlwind night and the food just kept coming. An hour later, the dance floor opened up and everyone who was already piss drunk got on the dance floor and tore it up with wacky moves. You were loving it. Friends and family, plus a marriage all in one. What an awesome way to holiday. After chatting to people for a bit, you were called away to sign some official documents with Fuji and Susa, who acted as witnesses to the wedding. For a second there, I thought you were going to dump Dabi, Fuji said, recalling when you had exploded at him on the beach. Nah, oh no, my girl, Dabi said smugly as he snuggled you into his side. She could never. I was just elated, you said, recounting the moment that it had all sunk in. I'm still in disbelief, to be honest. Well, I'm glad that's over. Those rings were burning a hole in my pocket, Dabi said in a suddenly tired voice. Have you planned speeches for the night? You asked him. No, and no photographers. Just a bunch of disposable cameras people are using to get the best shots, he said, gesturing to where people were walking around taking pictures with one another. You really thought of everything, you said to him, hugging him around the waist. I do have a bouquet for you to throw, though, he said, turning and indicating for one of the staff members to get something. The staff member nodded and dashed off, and then returned with a beautiful bouquet of flowers for you to toss. Okay, you lot, single girls or married, I don't give a heck. Get your asses over here to catch these pollen balls, Dabi called into the crowd. Girls from all over the restaurant ran to the middle of the room and waited for you to get ready to throw them. Wait, me too, Susa called, dashing into the mix. And me, Koemi yelled, scrambling down from her nana's arms to join the girl group. Oh, no, you don't. No, you're not catching that yet, Dabi called, racing in to grab her while the others laughed. I want to get married, Koemi wailed as Dabi picked her up and carried her out of the mix. No, you stay with Daddy forever, he said, making everyone laugh again. You girls ready? You asked, turning your back to them and holding the flowers with both hands, and then tossing them up and over your head. Chance ball! You hollered, as they whizzed over your head and back to the waiting group of girls. Ah! The cry rang out, and you spun around to see who had caught them. Oh no, Fuji shouted with a big grin on his face. Susa! You shouted with glee, clapping your hands and jumping up and down when you saw the bouquet in her hands. Hey, Dabi cried with delight. Get married right now. No! Susa wailed with delight as she ran over to Fuji and they hugged. Don't do it now, I want to be ready. It's okay, baby. I'm not as ballsy as Dabi here, Fuji admitted. This bull has iron balls that dangle like snot. Weird image, but I'll take it, Dabi said with a shrug. Finally, the night started to come to a close, and little Koemi was fast asleep over your dad's shoulder, so he offered to carry her back to your hotel for you. You and Dabi called goodbye to the guests and left with your dad to walk home, with your little one still over his shoulder. So, Mrs. Todoroki, your dad said, I'm proud of you. You got a good job, little girl, and a man who loves you. You beamed and took Dabi's hand. He's a good guy, you said to your dad. Dabi, I don't even have to tell you to look after my girl. I know you'll do it, he said with a grin. Yeah, you got my word, Dabi replied. Once inside your hotel room, your dad gently laid Koemi down on her bed and Dabi pulled the sheets up to keep her warm, and then you all tiptoed out to leave her sleep in peace. You said goodbye to your dad and promised him that you'd drop in to see him and Mum after your holidays had finished, and then he left. Wow, you breathed as you flopped down in the chair there. What an afternoon. I am so tired, Dabi admitted. I didn't sleep at all last night. I was a ball of stress and nerves. I'm just glad that's all over now, and we're married. I can't believe I'm the one saying this, but should we consummate? You left your question open so that Dabi could say his piece, but to your surprise, he gave you a tired look. Can't believe I'm about to say this, but I'm so tired. I'm just going to crash. What? Seriously? Yeah, seriously. Oh, baby, you hummed, getting up out of your chair and walking over to hug his head against your chest and tummy. You did such a great job today. I can't believe I didn't think anything was happening. You hit it so well. I spent so long organising everything, Dabi said, sounding even more and more tired every time he spoke. I know, baby. I know. And you did it all amazingly. And there was so much preparation. I know, baby. And organising the dress. Oh, baby. Do you want to go to bed? I'll give you a nice back rub, you offered. No, Dabi said in an effeminate voice. Because I know your back rubs. They always turn into that other thing, you animal. Oh, baby, come on, you joked, dropping your voice into a lower register to imitate a guy's voice. Fine. Only if you stay above my waist, Dabi joked, getting up and dragging you to the bedroom. It came as no surprise to you that the second his head hit the pillow, he passed out, snoring and everything. Oh, poor guy, you thought with a little smile to yourself as you pulled the covers up over him. Must have been hard. And although you didn't feel tired initially, you two dropped off into a deep sleep until early next morning when Komi climbed into your side of the bed. Are you and Daddy in love again, Mummy? Komi asked, her nose nearly pressed to yours as she asked the question. We always loved each other. Daddy just promised me it would be forever, you said to her. And what did you promise to Daddy? She asked. I also promised that I would love him always, you said with a smile. And we love you too. Good, she said sassily, because I don't want to leave. We love Komi. Stay tuned for the next chapter coming tomorrow. I'll see you then.